Wembanyama versus Holmgren. The fate of the NBA hangs in the balance. If successful, the league could become a collection of gangly 7-footers shooting sub 30% from beyond the arc. A crippling American infrastructure system could also be harmed as parents try to recreate the next Wembanyama, causing the average American height to skyrocket.
What up, you fan Le Batardians? We are back. The fastest growing Dan Le Batard Show fan YouTube channel is here. It's Nasty Nate with Cousin B. How we doing, Cousin B?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
You know, I'm fabulous because Mike Ryan has been proven correct. His take has been proved solid, sir, because Tallpocalypse was avoided. Chet Holmgren versus Victor Wembanyama, big old dud. Mike Ryan, congratulations. Take a victory lap. America is safe for now, but lovers of this true game of basketball need to stay vigilant, Bryan.
Do they?
They do. Look, when Mike first started this take, I was like, okay, it's another one of Mike's bits. But again, as he started to flesh it out, like, I realized this take, it's genius. I love his Victor Wembanyama take. I think it puts him on a unique island. And I think it can be something that can really shape and define his career, being this, what's the word I'm looking for? Thorn in the side of Victor Wembanyama. This adversary to him that so many people have just handed him things. You cannot just hand Victor Wembanyama things. This dude has been handed so many things just because he's tall. I mean, actually, if you think about it, he's probably had less handed to him than your average person because he's so tall that he's just been able to reach up and grab things, and he's probably asked for things to be handed him less than other people. But that's beside the point. America has been saved. Tallpocalypse again. Avoided.
Why do you so are you saying that last night's performance, or 2 nights ago, whenever listening to this, their rookie face-to-face regular season debacle was unsuccessful? Why?
Just, it was terrible basketball. It was a terrible game that wasn't even close, played on a terrible court, which I guess we'll get to that later. And both of them stunk. They both shot less than Victor was a 0 from 3. Chet made 1, and their combined field goal percentage was below 30%. And I think each of them scored 10 or fewer points. I think Chet had 9 and Wemby had 8.
So what we're doing is we're using that bad head-to-head performance and extrapolating their potential or lack thereof.
Well, it's just what Tallpocalypse has been staved off for now. If these two lit it up, that would have ramifications in the league for decades to come. What Mike is trying to protect the game from with his Victor Wembanyama take is that people try to emulate him. And right now, what people aren't saying about him is it's not good basketball. It's this big, skinny 7-footer who's soft, by the way, getting pushed around. You're 7'4", you can't average all these rebounds. 8 or 9 is how many he's averaging a game. It's not good basketball. He's shooting all these threes below 30%. So he's protecting the game of basketball, and the storm would continue to build that could ultimately lead to basketball's undoing, making it an unwatchable sport of just watching all these 7-footers shoot up threes. Because, just like people replicated Steph Curry, everyone's going to try to replicate Wembanyama, and everyone's going to try to become 7'4" just like he is, Bryan. But anyway, I just have been loving that.
No, it ain't no anyway. And put it in perspective. You know who else went 0 for 2 from 3-point range in their rookie debut against their head-to-head arch rival?
Who?
LeBron James.
I
He
pulled
also-
a deep one there.
He also only put up 7 points and went 3 for 11 from the field in his head-to-head debut against his then arch rival Carmelo Anthony, who also had a pretty lackluster game, only going 14 points, 6 for 17, and 1 for 2 from 3. So I get what you're saying, but this isn't even the Sunday kickoff song that's preparing you for what we're about to see for these two guys going head to head. The game hasn't even started in terms of what they got coming. Listen, don't count your blessings and don't count your eggs before they hatch. Next time they go up against each other, I promise you, both of them 25 points plus and excellent from the field.
I doubt that. I don't think so. I'm gonna just doubt that, and we're gonna move on, Brian, because that's something I've been loving about this show. What's something you've been loving about the Le Batard Show lately?
I like the emphasis on getting these grid of death punishments out. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Billy's handling, I don't know if he has his hand in it or not. Speaking of hands, but it's getting to the point where they're not even making announcements, because in past seasons, since these punishments were so far in between, they had to announce. And then on next Friday, this person's going to be doing this and da-da-da-da.
Mm-hmm.
Now they just show up. You show up and there's mayonnaise. You show up and you got Jeremy talking like he's from New York and he's trying to find work as an actor.
Forget about it.
Like, I'm enjoying the seriousness, because last season, we all know, us on this show, we took it very serious. So it's good to see that the show's getting right on the right path and making sure they're honoring their promotional agenda when it comes to their KFC fine bucket. Fine bucket? No. Bucket of death. You know what the hell I mean.
Yeah, I feel you, Brian. And I agree with you. Like, I've been really pleased with the grid of death, because like you said, last year we did the grid of moss, which I don't know, maybe we'll never return again. Who knows? Probably never. Never say never, though, as they say. I don't know. But they're doing a much better job with the grid of death punishments. I feel like we're getting multiple punishments a week. So like you said, in the past, there was this big announcement when a punishment was done. Now, like, they're just happening. I think maybe the one thing that's missing, and I bet if you were to just reach out to, say, like, Grid of Death on Twitter and ask him, he's got the running tally mark, is like, how many punishments do people have? But all that, honestly, from a listener perspective, I don't know if it's needed. I just need, like, regular payoffs from that debt. I don't think I need to know the exact number of debts owed and feel like I need to know that everyone is paying off their things. But I will say this, Brian. There is one, Chris Whittingham. This dude comes back on the show, Brian, and he hasn't been in a tub. And I'm going to say this directly to Chris Whittingham. Chris Whittingham, stay off the Le Batard Show until you get your butt in a bathtub. I loved hearing your voice. All right, we all miss you. But I don't want to hear it again until it's from a bathtub, all right?
Till it's sudsy.
Yeah. A real sudsy one. That's right, Brian. We got to get a ton of suds up in this tub. So, Whittingham, don't you dare come back on the Le Batard Show unless it's from a tub. And that you heard that from the fan Le Batard Show.
Also, I don't care about how many are needed to be paid off. Just make it so that if some are needed to be upheld, not one episode goes by where someone isn't doing one. So they all don't have to do them all at the same time, right? But every episode, there should be somebody paying off a grid of death punishment, because guess what? Y'all all got them. All got them. That's right, Brian.
I agree with you. And speaking of things making a comeback, ladies and gentlemen, the club has finally made a comeback.
Music, feel the dance.
Although if you follow us closely, you knew that for about 8 glorious weeks in the summer, I brought that bad boy back. I ponied up for Twitter Blue and brought that club back. And let me tell you, it was a lot of work to do it the way I did it, but it was also a lot of fun. I felt like I appreciated the show a lot more, and the club is back.
It's back.
And I've really been enjoying it. Although I jumped on it that first week it was back. The second week, it actually Sunday night rolled around and I was like, wait a second. I was just scrolling through YouTube and I saw the club and I hadn't even clicked it. So maybe, because Brian, if me, Nasty Nate, the most diehard of diehards, the most stanniest stan of the Le Batard Show, can forget about the club until a Sunday, maybe just on Friday, like whatever is like, if you can plan this out accordingly, just whatever is going to be that last thing in that main Friday feed that people are going to listen to from the show, just drop in a little reminder and make sure now to head to YouTube to hear the club. Cause I get YouTube. I always local hour. I don't know how you consume the show. I'm a local hour. I watch it while I prep my classroom because I'm West Coast, so I can do that before I start work. I knock it out. I watch it while I'm working, and then I primarily consume it podcast wise. And then if I have the time, I'll go back later and like I'll watch a certain bit if I feel like that would increase the value of it there. How about you, Brian?
I watch Local Hour. Sometimes I talk to the homies in the chat. Shout out to all the ones in the chat because, that's a different type of animal over there. And then I consume the rest of the show in podcast form when I'm able to. But I ideally prefer the YouTube because it's just a better format, being able to get everything, visually. It kind of makes everything pop, the jokes pop, all the non-verbal communications that you miss when you're talking about the audio. And honestly, all them ads, I'm tired of the ads. Like the ads is a lot. Like whatever happened to podcast being a form of media where you didn't have these constraints?
Are you saying the podcast has too many ads?
The podcast on Spotify has too many ads.
It's real. I haven't thought they have like only 2 ad breaks. Too many ads.
That's too many. Too many.
I feel like I agree with you. Like if I have the time, like the best way to consume the Le Batard Show is watching it. And, that was obviously one of the things that I appreciated when I made the club because I had to watch it to pull video and stuff. Like it does make it so much better because you see the looks that people give each other. And so having that aspect of seeing how how you react to what people say, but seeing how other people from the show react to that, it just makes it that much better. So it is the best like experience, but I don't always have the time to watch it. And you know me, you know how I be. I'm also the Dan Le Batard Show fastest listener. I'm listening to this thing at speeds. If I'm taking it easy, I'm at 2.5. So
well, when I'm taking it easy, I'm often taking it easy with a Miller Lite by my side.
Preach.
If you don't know, Miller Lite, in cahoots with the Dan Le Batard Show, is currently having a sweepstakes where they're getting a fan and 3 of their guests down to Miami for a game watch party and being able to sit in on the show. Obviously, we know who's going to win. But with that being said, what would that look like for you, Nathan? Who you bring in? What's like if you were sitting in on the show? Like, what's your goal there? Sit down and shut up? Like, just like give me a breakdown of what your game plan would look like.
I mean, first off, I would of course bring Cousin B.
Hey.
So you can count yourself among that, and then
nice.
I don't know if people remember this guy. Like, I would probably reach out to Ty. He used to host this podcast.
Remember Ty?
Yeah, Ty, right? Hi, Ty. How you doing? Huh?
Hey, Ty.
Probably would check and see if he would want to come, and I would just bask in that experience, Brian. I would come with obviously trying to name drop our show and mention that as well, but I'm not gonna come and like have any agenda to like dominate. I'll sit and like know my place. Like, you're shaking your head there, Brian. Like, are you coming in trying to? You're gonna like.
I'm coming like it's Sunday night at the Stew God's house. Listen, I'm coming in to let them know that there's so many corners that they're missing, and I'm letting them know out the gate, someone is losing a job that taping.
What?
And guess what? I'm taking it.
You're
So I don't know who you is.
Bryan.
I don't know what's going on, but your boy B Green, cousin B is coming in.
If the show
and I'm
hears
coming
this,
in
they're not gonna pick us, bro. They're gonna be like, this dude's coming for our jobs. We can't pick.
Or someone notoriously doesn't like the idea of firing people. So maybe he just has to have, someone come in and get that. I'm just saying. So maybe just like hey, listen, guys, he's right. We got to get rid of one of y'all. And y'all argue amongst yourselves. And whoever gets chosen, hey, get out of here because cousin B's taking your spot. I'm telling you, son. I'm just saying.
I mean, we know. Man, I've been looking back at shorts. I say I mean a lot, trying to cut down on that. Bryan, you're very talented, sir. I just don't know if it's the right tack to say you're going to come in for winning a contest to take somebody's job.
If you want something,
you
get after it.
Yeah. You just got to take it. No one's going to give it to you.
When you see that softball being just engorged and growing larger as it gets closer towards the strike zone, you just have to attack it.
Big old meaty
You just
softball.
have to treat that softball like we treat softballs.
That's right.
Here,
and I think
on the Dan Le Batard Show,
I think we've got some people we need to cool down. If you've been looking at the sports world, we got to cool some people down. So let's do it. We're jumping into some a softball segment here, the podcast where me and cousin B tackle the hardest or softest. We tackle the softest sports topics in the hardest way, or we tackle the hardest sports topics with the softest takes, or
we tackle the hardest, softest sports topics the hardest way.
We right now in Cool Me Down, I think there's a couple people that are a little hard that need to get soft.
There's a lot of people who are hype that need to be cooled down.
Who's going first, Bryan? Me, you?
Nathan, I am. Of course, we got to talk about the rumble in the jungle. Okay? The Broham and the Oakland. Listen, I need you to calm down the people who are reacting to Draymond's rear naked choke on the big baguette himself, Rudy Gobert, in the skirmish in the Bay.
Listen, folks, there was a fight last night. And first off, let's all of us calm down. Because there was some people, Bryan, I made a short about this, and people, the one person that did comment was like, they've got a history. And I was like, bro, calm down. There's no history that Rudy Gobert and Draymond Green have that justifies how Draymond Green went into that fight. I'm with Team Juju. That was thuggery. But calm down, all the people defending Draymond Green. Like, settle down. It was totally uncalled for, not needed. Rudy Gobert clearly went in, not aggressively, put his arms around Clay to break up the fight. And here comes Draymond Green with this big old huge choke, and you could see Rudy Gobert being like, what's happening? Why is he doing this? Put his hands up, even had this expression of like, what is happening? So all these people, calm down. Draymond Green, this is another mistake. He's probably gonna, actually, I don't think he's potting anymore because he's working on that team community. Maybe he needs to work a little bit on himself. So everybody calm down. And Draymond, let's calm down too, all right? Don't let Rudy be Rudy. Rudy's gonna Rudy.
Soft.
Yeah. Soften up a little, Dre. All right. Bryan, you need to cool down. The NBA in-season court designers. They gotta be cooled down. Cool them down, Bryan.
Hey, NBA in-season court designers. Woosah for a second. Relax. Listen to my voice. I know you may think that currently, outside of Draymond, you're public enemy number one when it comes to the ire of the NBA fans. But listen to me when I tell you this. There are some people who like these courts. There are some. There may be even dozens. I'm one of them. I absolutely love and adore these new courts. Are some of them bad?
You have to calm me down.
Are some of them worse than others? Are some of them fantastic and they all aren't Yes, obviously that's everything, right? But for the most part, I admire your effort, your ability to try to attempt something new. Because you got to remember, this industry is full of a bunch of old, stale farts who don't like change, but they get tired of growing with the same old product.
You can't
satisfy them. You can't satisfy the ability to be scanning the TV and you see a court and immediately know this is an. Not the play, but the court is telling me it is. So cool down, because guess what? There's some people who are rooting for you. Namaste. That's why it was mine. You can't say anything, Nathan.
No. Sometimes there's a little back and forth. What courts do you like? Just tell me, what courts do you like, Bryan?
I am particularly fond of the Golden State court.
Yeah, it's fine.
I am particularly fond of the misadjusted, aligned Denver Nuggets court. I know they had the little snafu with the 3-point line, but they got that fixed.
Mm-hmm.
I like some of the courts. Some of the courts are not. It's different.
Look, sure, some of the courts are nice. It is different. The New Orleans Pelicans court, did you see that one? The green, the lime green, and the purple. Although, if those were a pair of athletic shorts, I would totally rock those and down with those color schemes. But do I want it as an entire basketball court?
No one cares what you want. You know why? Because you are old. You need to calm yourself down.
Who's older, you or
down.
Me? What?
Yeah, but I'm not old in the mind. I'm willing to accept new thoughts and new ideas, even if they don't work. I'm willing to accept them because that's how we grow and that's how we change. And this is what you need to cool down.
No, hold on, Bryan. There's one last thing on these courts.
Cool down, Nathan.
One last thing on these courts. The paint, there's too much paint. It has to be bad for the environment. Please make this a climate fact of the day. Something about the paint, okay?
Nathan.
I'm calm.
Cool down, Kawhi Leonard, and the rest of Clipper Nation, who are absolutely in arms, and they're up in them. They're not just in arms, they're up in them arms. They're up in arms about the atrocious start with the James Harden experiment.
Hey, Clipper Nation. I get it. You guys are upset. You thought you had some rings going on, like 3 seasons ago. You probably thought, look at us, rings are coming our way. And now you're starting to get upset because things are starting to get ridiculous. You still got Kawhi. You still got playoff P, which, by the way, if you saw his game-winning shot the other night, you know he's already in playoff form. So you can feel good about that. You got Westbrook now. You got Harden. These things, these super teams, it takes a while to gel. We all know this. It took the Heat a while to gel. They didn't win right away. Give this some time to gel. Okay? And in the meantime, just if you see James out and about, hand him a water bottle or two. Help him stay hydrated. Do your part. All right, Clipper Nation? Let it gel. Give it time.
Good job. I like that.
Thanks, Bryan. Bryan, your cool me down is you gotta cool down people calling for Zach Wilson to be benched. There you go.
Whoa. All right, folks. Once again, Namaste.
Namaste.
Now, I'ma stay quiet, calm, and reserved. Zach Wilson has done already way more than you ever thought was possible. He's kept this team afloat. He's beat the Bills. He's beat the Patriots. He's beat some teams that are worth noting. He's also gave you hope in making you believe, you know what? Aaron is looking good. And if we're just close to a wild card spot, we may have a chance to salvage this thing here. Don't turn on him now. The team loves him. Robert Saleh has nothing but great things to say about him. And y'all all just need to cool down. Embrace Zach. Because guess what? It can get a whole lot worse. Now, Nathan, speaking of getting worse, the Diggs brothers had a loud discourse towards how things are currently going in Buffalo after their recent loss to the Broncos. Can you cool down, Bills Mafia, and Stefan and Trayvon specifically, and what's going on with the Bills brass and maybe a feud with Josh Allen?
I sure can, Brian. Hey, Trayvon, Stefan. Let's take it down a notch or two. Trayvon, I see you love your brother, right? You just want what's best for him. I see you out there tweeting stuff. I saw you tweeting, hey, Josh Allen didn't pop off until my bro got there, right? Well, you know what? I went back through Stefan's stats, and you could say he didn't really pop off until he got with Josh too. You know, he had a couple 1,000-yard seasons, but no world beater 1,000-yard seasons. I think highest he had was maybe 1,100 yards. That's good. It's not great. Josh Allen took Stefan to another level too. I think you need to calm down, because the grass ain't always greener on the other side. Just ask Devontae Adams right now, who's stuck in no man's land with the Raiders taking passes from the Coughlin, or I can't even remember his name. Conklin, McGoglin.
Isn't it Aiden?
Aiden Conklin? Is it? I don't even know. Aiden McConnell.
Mitch McConnell?
Mitch McConnell?
See,
He doesn't
Mitch
want
McConnell.
that.
Mitch McConnell doesn't want that.
He doesn't want Buffalo to stay together. He doesn't want that. So calm down, because you could end up, what contender is gonna take you? You could end up on some garbage team with some garbage quarterback throwing you balls. You know, at least you stay with Josh, he's gonna get you those stats. I can't think of another contender that really, really needs a wide receiver that would take you. So maybe, actually, I did, Brian, just think of a team, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want it to come into there. There could be a team that could need him. But hey, just calm down, Stefan. Grass isn't always greener. Brian?
Dallas.
Dallas. They got CeeDee Lamb. I could think of a whole other. Come on, think a little bit more, Brian.
I just go to the place where your brother already is.
Oh yeah, go to.
I don't
That's
know
what you want, biased. But I'm not gonna say it because.
Biden. You say Biden?
Actually, I will say it. You know what? Never mind, Stefan. You do need to
Chargers?
make a big, huge mess. Stay all hyped
Chiefs?
up. Get all the Chiefs. That's right. Could you imagine Patty Mahomes? He's got jack squat besides Kelsey right now. You could reinvigorate Kelsey's career. You could catch a little bit of that Swift breeze. Bro, Trayvon, keep tweeting. You guys need to get hyped up and actually get yourselves up out of Buffalo, because I see Kansas City is prime real estate and they need a wide receiver.
When you said Swift breeze, did you mean like Taylor Swift's breeze?
That's
or
right.
the Swift breeze that...
I meant the Taylor Swift breeze, Brian. That's what
okay, because I
meant.
thought you were referring to the Patrick Mahomes briefs that he wears repeatedly and fails to wash if he's having a good game. Did you hear about that?
I did not hear about this.
He needs to cool himself down and washes his drawers. That's nasty. That's nasty.
There's a little mini cool me down. Bryan, you got a little cool me down coming your way. You got to cool down all these people saying Bill Belichick should be zapped as head coach.
You know, we start every session with a namaste. Now, Bill has done things for not only Massachusetts, but the entirety of New England that can't be measured in any other form other than saying you're cemented. You know what you do with cement? You leave it where the hell it is.
Oh, nice.
It's easy. It's easy. Listen, it's easy. It's very easy to get so enamored with the idea that, hey, we should always be winning, but allow me to cool y'all down. That's not the case. Y'all had a historic run. A historic run. When I say historic, I'm not saying it because everything's historic. I'm saying it because I mean it. Dating back to when y'all threatened to come to my hometown of Hartford, Connecticut, just to get some more money from Massachusetts. I hated y'all because of that. Y'all broke my heart. I was gonna have a hometown team, but instead, y'all took that money, stayed in Foxborough, and then rattled off this many Super Bowl rings. Like, that's a lot. That's more than some You guys have lost more Super Bowls than most teams have even appeared in. The grass isn't always greener, as my man Nate had said. Yeah, okay, guess what? No Bill Belichick?
I did see that.
Then whom? New England ain't a hot destination. No one wants to just go up to Foxborough.
Great point.
What are you drawing in there? Who are you going like this to? If you guys are doing this to an Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame, he would be in that other tier, the tier that Dion said he wants to put in the Hall of Fame, where there's like another flight where like, hey, these guys are special. He would be up there.
So special.
And y'all treating him like this. If I'm a coach, why the hell would I want to deal with y'all? Y'all need to relax. Y'all need to calm and cool yourself down. And that was another session of Cool Me Down. Remember, folks, nothing is ever worth it to get hyped up over if inevitably you're just going to need to cool down. Namaste.
Unless, Bryan, you need to get hyped for the upcoming week of football, which is what the Dan Le Batard Show does in our Thursday pre-game special, which, by the way, Billy Gill, God bless football, is welcome to take any of these intellectual rights or these intellectual properties that we have created, as long as you hire my boy B Green or have him win the competition. That's stipulations.
You can just hire me. That way no one has to lose their job because they're looked at like they're not good enough. So you can hire me. And then, I mean, I don't know how you're seeing it, but Nate needs a gig too.
Can't teach these kids forever.
Them kids don't need to be taught. Like at some time they got to teach themselves.
Yeah. Grow up.
So Thursday pregame is something where we want to make sure y'all start y'all football week right, baby. Where y'all get it the best way you know how. And that's to start strong. That's to start with, I don't know, like a little buzz. Nate, you got a buzz?
That's right, Bryan. A brand new segment called Let's Get Buzzed. Hey, NFL fans. Do you know the buzz around the league? Let's find out.
I'm drinking.
By the way, I also want to let you guys know there are live bees using this. So if you are allergic to bees, we recommend that you fast forward and skip this segment. This is the part of the pregame where we get buzzed, Bryan, and I bring up what are people talking about around the league. What's the buzz? What's the buzz? Bryan, here is my first thing. And this one, it's quiet. It's just a whisper. People are just starting to say it. It's a question, Bryan. People are talking and they're thinking, is the Cowboys, I don't know if my microphone can pick me up. So is the Cowboys starting running back position cursed? That's what I'm hearing people say around the league, Bryan. Yeah, because Tony Pollard looked like a starting running back last season. Now he gets the gig and not so much. And
no, you guys are just all wrong. You guys are wrong. All of y'all are wrong.
That's the buzz I'm hearing, Bryan.
All of y'all sat there and said, you need to get Zeke out of there. Get Zeke out of there. Tony needs the bell cow. He needs to be the bell cow. And then what happens when he gets it? Curse?
Not much. No tutties.
Zeke was the best running back in the league next to Derrick Henry for his whole career until he went to New England.
That's the buzz I'm hearing. People are wondering if it's cursed, and possibly I think Emmitt Smith might be putting a voodoo hex on starting running backs to cement his legacy there. He doesn't want anyone to even come close to overtaking or talking about him. So I say look no further than Emmitt Smith. Bryan, now this one's a little bit louder here. The buzz, it's starting to grow. I'm hearing some people think this and say this, and some people around the league, Bryan, are saying the Chiefs won't repeat as Super Bowl champions. And I know what you're thinking. Are they blaming Taylor Swift? No. Taylor Swift doesn't have anything to do with this. They just don't have enough offense, quite frankly. This is a classic, let's see how much we can get Patrick, or how little we can win with Patrick Mahomes and see how much he can elevate things. This is a classic, let's see how much he can elevate it, and they're going to find out that he can't get it done, is what people around the league, they're starting to talk about. That's what I'm hearing that.
You're starting to talk about what? Y'all did this last season, and what happened? What happened? Chiefs Kingdom is what happened. Chiefs Kingdom is what happened.
The buzz is getting louder, though, Bryan. And now here's another one that people are talking about. And this one, it's getting even louder. People are talking about the Browns versus Steelers marquee matchup of Week 11. It's the one that everyone isn't sure how it happened, and no one wants to watch it. They're talking about it, Bryan. They're like, how did this happen? They're both 6-3.
Monday Night Football. We have a Super Bowl repeat. Monday Night Football. And you're talking about the Steelers and the
That's
Browns?
the buzz I'm hearing around the league, Bryan. Yep, that's the buzz. Maybe the buzz about that Monday night matchup is that the Eagles are going to roll the Chiefs. Look out. Here's my next buzz, Bryan. And this one's, people are starting to shout this, Bryan. They're starting to say, something's got to change in Buffalo. That's what people are saying, Bryan. They're shouting it. They're getting loud. It's hard to watch anything without people talking about what is going on in Buffalo. Something's got to change. Ken Dorsey is out. Who's going to fix Josh Allen? Does he need to be fixed? Is he talented enough? The people are buzzing about Buffalo and what went wrong and what to do to fix it.
I agree with that one.
And the last one, Bryan, it's so loud you turn on any sports podcast, ESPN, you just hear this all the time, Bryan, and that is that C.J. Stroud's got next. That's what I keep hearing everybody say. He's the next generational quarterback. The Panthers are kicking themselves, and the Texans should be just looking forward to the next decade of dubs. That's what the league's buzzing about. C.J. Stroud's got next.
There's been plenty of rookie quarterbacks that have had amazing first years, and then we didn't hear about them again. Okay?
Oh my gosh, there's a bee. Shoot.
It's like, like I'm telling you, y'all need to relax, because what you're going to do is you're going to get some of that Emmitt Smith voodoo hex, and you're going to put a jinx on this boy. Let him play. Let him cook. Let him do what he needs to do, because I personally think the C in CJ stands for can. But y'all could mess this up, because the J could stand for jinx, and you don't want to be the one that does that to that boy.
Oh, man, so many bees, Bryan. And that has been Let's Get Buzzed.
You know what I like about bees, Nate?
What do you like about bees, Bryan?
I like when they're stacked back to back to back, followed by a W. Because right now we got B, 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 W's. All right, this is Bryan's big board of winners, okay?
Brian's big, big, beautiful winners. Brian's big, big, beautiful winners.
That's good.
This is Brian's big, beautiful winners. I said my own segment wrong, but it's cool because guess what? It's all the same. Out the gate, last week we went 4-1. Listen, even with the 80%, I'm still by far
Golden
the
goose.
most accurate NFL predictor on planet Earth. And let's be honest, if it wasn't for CJ Canton Stroud,
Yeah.
just saying.
You just didn't hear that
so
buzz
let's get into
around
it,
him
all right?
yet, Brian. But now
Game
you
one.
know.
That's good.
Game 1, we got Commanders over the Giants. Listen, this is going to be a nasty, gross, absolutely filthy game where let's just call it what it is. It's going to be one of those where we're like, damn, who is really watching this? But in a game where you got the guy whose mama still makes his bed versus Sam Howell and Mike Bieniemy, who we might need to start looking at is maybe he has something to do with the Chiefs. Just saying. Sound like a bee.
Yeah.
I got the Reds. I got the Commanders.
Whoa. Brian,
American,
don't bring
relax.
that buzz around here.
I got the Commanders over the Giants. Next on this slate of games, y'all know how I do.
Oh,
I
we
did it
know how
last
you do.
time.
You
I'm gonna
just
do
pick
it
those
again.
Winners. That's
That's
all.
all we do.
That's all you do.
We got the Cowboys over the Panthers. Once again, that is a Black Panther fist.
And a foot.
I can't draw a cat. I can't. It looked like a foot. It looked like a foot. We got the Cowboys. Listen,
That's
honestly,
the Achilles tendon, folks.
the Panthers are averaging 14.5 points per game. That's not enough to do anything to the Cowboys. Look for this to be a game similar to the Jets game where the Cowboys come out and just demolish them on the defensive end where the offense doesn't really got to do much. Look for some Trey Lance. Look for some
Okay.
Trey Lance.
I'll
Look
be
for some
looking.
Trey Lance.
Okay.
Another easy one, because listen, I like to start y'all with something easy. That's how you build
Yeah.
a parlay, right?
Exactly.
That's how we
You
build
gotta
a
get
parlay.
You got to get those gimmies in there.
That's good.
Exactly. Exactly. Gimmies. You need those gimmies. Speaking of gimmies, this is where things get a little bit more tough because I want y'all to know that I'm not just sitting here selling out and giving y'all the easy joints. Anyone
No,
could do that
sir.
with only 5 picks. Nah, your boy B Green, cousin B, I'm out here giving you the hard ones. And that's the Bills over the Jets. Now, let me tell you this. It's crazy that we're at a point where I'm saying this is a hard pick. But remember,
That's good.
the Bills lost to the Jets earlier this season. All right. And the Bills were
remember
actually
that.
healthy at that point. But look for Josh Allen to come out to prove all the naysayers wrong. Wrong from the standpoint of it's not his fault. It was Dorsey's fault. I see them winning a close game, but nonetheless still winning over the Jets and getting that get back. Sorry, Zach Wilson. But unfortunately, you're going to have to lose, player. This next game.
I think it's a blowout, Brian. That's what I think.
Okay, well, you get Nathan's nautical. Yeah, you get your NNNs, and we can talk about that. But until then, relax. Right now we're gonna go a little bit to the West Coast.
Okay.
A little to the West Coast. We gonna do something where we gonna talk about a team that sneakily won their last 3 out of their last 4, coming off the best game this season. Geno Smith. I got the Seahawks over the Rams. That's a C, and that's supposed to be a hawk, but it kind of looked like a multi-legged penis.
A C,
And that's a
yeah.
Ram truck.
That's good.
A hawk. What the?
Listen to me. The Seahawks,
I
Geno
don't
Smith
know
is
about
playing
that.
some really good ball. The Rams, listen, we don't know what's going on with Stafford's UCL injury, but I don't see them. It's just crazy how we went so far from picking Nukoa being just the second coming of Cooper Kupp. And then now it's like, what's happening to them? I see the Seahawks rolling over the Rams by a double-digit win. All right? And I told y'all.
That's good.
I told y'all. I'm not giving y'all the easy picks. I'm here to
No,
give y'all, and I
sir.
always end.
You're not gonna
This
get
is
that
always
here.
this is Brian's BBBW.
Ooh.
Best big beautiful winner.
Okay.
And that is, you know it, that Monday night game.
Ooh.
Yeah.
People are gonna want to know who's winning that,
Yeah.
Brian. Give it to them. I'm ready.
We got The Chiefs
That's good.
over the
okay,
Eagles. Now, let me explain this a bit. This is a white guy. When white guys talk to people, especially people of different colors, they say, "Hi, Chief." That's him. That's
that
Chief.
is factually accurate, Brian. I can
Bingo.
support that. Well done.
This is a turd because that is bullshit, and that is the Eagles. The Chiefs are going to dog walk the Philadelphia Eagles. You are going to be questioning your power rankings at the end of Monday night's game because guess what? Jalen Hurts not been playing too well as of late. I know they've been winning, but have they been winning because of him or in spite of him? And that's Brian's BBWs, week 11. Let's get some money.
That's good.
Well done, Brian. I mean, 4-1, off to just a great start there. If you're listening, I mean, I put some money down on that. 4-1. That's
I am.
Brian's
DraftKings.
winners.
No, say all my name. Say all of it. Say all of it.
Brian's big, beautiful winners. Brian's big board of beautiful winners.
Brian's big board. It's a little board, but it's big in heart. It's big in spirit.
Well, folks, this has been another episode. End with maybe a couple shout outs. Shout out to Fuentes for bringing back Magic created content. And Fuentes, if you ever want to come on the pod, you said you could be a voice actor. We got one right here. Coach you up. You can coach him up, Brian. Shout out Fuentes, though, bringing that back. Salute to you, sir. Shout out to the Joe Rose sound. Been loving them playing that sound a lot.
Hello.
Yeah. Think that means we're done because I can't speak anymore. This has been another episode of the Dan Le Batard Show. You got anybody you want to shout out, Brian?
I want to shout out all the fans out there. All the fans of the fans. All the fans of the fans of the fans of the fans. All the family and fans. Because guess what? Without y'all, a lot of us wouldn't have the mustered energy to do this. And not mustard as in the condiment, but M-U-S-T-E-R. Like muster the energy to do.
Yeah.
Listen.
I get you.
Go bet some money. Go get some money. And remember, the grass ain't always greener.
Yeah. Peace out.